between working hard and working strongly. And I find, you know, as one's yoga practice develops, this idea of working intently, strongly, but without that sort of huffing and puffing and aggression that sometimes is quite prevalent when we first get started in yoga, can be almost like the next frontier in one's practice. And so I want to, using the breath and understanding the role of breath, I want to explore that a little bit in Adho Mukha Vrksasana, so in full arm balance, in handstand, and looking at it from a few different perspectives. Okay, so the first variation that we're going to do is supine, is lying down. And I have a brick here. This is a wooden brick. You could probably use anything that's going to give you a little bit of height, so a foam brick, even a bolster. The idea is just for it to lift the buttocks up. Okay, and then you're going to lay down and position yourself such that when you take your arms over your head, I've got my fingers turned outward, so thumb and index finger wedge into where the floor and the baseboard meet there. And I have some purchase here. When I push, right, I can get my wrists into the wall and straighten my arms. Okay, so that's how you're going to work out the distance away from the wall. Okay, we're doing essentially a supine Adho Mukha Vrksasana. Okay, and then you can also extend your legs to straight, turn the front of the thighs in, and press your knees and thighs down. Okay, now from here, push your hands into the wall and then lift your shoulders up. Okay, shoulders away from the neck. And lower yourself down. Okay, rotate your upper arms out, push into the wall, and lift your shoulders away from the neck. And then lower yourself down. Okay, so you can do this a couple more times until sometimes the brain has to catch up even before the body can understand what to do. So just to get the action, you're just lifting your shoulders. Right now my shoulders are on the floor. You're pushing the floor and lifting the shoulders off the floor, and they're sliding, the blades are sliding away from the neck. Okay, now next stage here, rotate those upper arms out, push into the wall, and come to where we've left off. Now maintain this and breathe. Inhale, push the wall. Exhale, maintain this lift in your shoulders. Don't let the wrists come away from the wall. Inhale, push the wall, find the length. Exhale, don't drop the length that you've just achieved. And then lower yourself down. Okay, see if that makes sense for you. There's a couple different things happening, couple different ways that you could sort of interpret these actions. Okay, when you're pushing here, there's length that's happening in here. The shoulder blades are going away from the neck, but you know, when you use words like up, down, when we're lying in all sorts of different directions, it can be a little bit confusing. But I hope you can work something out that's meaningful here for you. Let's go a few more times here. Rotate your upper arms out and then push the wall and lift up into this supine full arm balance. Then inhale, push the wall more. Exhale, soften the abdomen, but don't let the arms go soft. Don't drop the shoulders. Inhale, push the wall. Exhale, soften the abdomen, but continue to push the wall. And then release. Lower yourself down. Okay, now while you're doing all of this, the legs are still active, so center of the heels are down, turn the thighs in, press your knees and thighs down, extend through the back of your legs. Okay, last round here, arms up and over, turn the hands sideways there, work your hands into position, and then as you inhale, push the wall, lift up. Exhale, maintain this lift in your shoulders, abdomen soft, and be here. Breathe. With each inhalation, push the wall a little more, lift the shoulders more. Exhale, maintain that lift and length, even throughout the whole exhalation. And then slowly release. Okay, bend your knees, lift your pelvis up, and then remove your brick. And pause here. Okay, just take a few breaths. And then roll over to your side. Push yourself up. Okay, we'll shift now towards a prone variation of Adho Mukha Vrksasana. So in this variation, you have a horizontal brick. Again, it can be anything that gives you height. So if you're more sensitive, the wood doesn't feel so good on your pelvic bones, change it up. Put a foam brick, bolster, blankets, whatever you need. I'm using this for right now, and then also some height for your forearms. So I'm showing here with the bolster. And then you're gonna lay down so that your pelvis, okay, it's really the pelvic bones, pubic bone is on the support. It's not your abdomen, okay? So lay down, position yourself, and then your forehead can be on the ground, and you're gonna extend your arms forward. Okay, make sure that your arms are, not too close together, shoulder distance apart, and you can even recreate the position of full arm balance by flexing your wrists, spread your fingers. On the feet side, on the leg side, get that broad turning, right? The back of the thighs, turn them from the inside out, so buttock is broad, back thighs are broad. You can tuck the toes under and kick the heels out a little bit, and then press your knees and thighs up, okay? I'm gonna put my head down now and just show you the action. Not 100% sure what this is gonna do to the microphone, so apologies in advance if it gets weird. But head is down, and now as you inhale, lift up into this prone Adho Mukha Vrksasana. Exhale, go back down. Okay, so on the inhale, you're pushing an imaginary wall with your hands, and you're lifting up off the floor. Okay, the pelvis stays rested, the forearms stay rested, the legs are also active, right? You're pressing your knees up, thighs up, but you stay on the brick. The pelvis stays supported. Okay, so go maybe 3 times. Inhale up, exhale, lower yourself down. Okay? Go for it. Inhale, lift yourself up. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, reach into your wrists, lift the body up. Exhale, come back down. Last time here, inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. Okay, rest for a moment as needed. And what's gonna happen next is we're gonna lift up, and then as you exhale, I want you to keep the lift and the length that you're able to achieve. Okay, when you exhale, there's sort of like a gravity that comes into play, and there's some sinking that happens. So can you avoid that? All right, let's try it together. Prepare yourself. Inhale, push the imaginary wall, lift the body, Adho Mukha Vrksasana. Now exhale, but maintain this shoulder blade action and extend into your heels. Inhale, push the imaginary wall with your hands. Exhale, extend into your heels, don't drop the body. And then lower yourself down. Okay, prepare to go again, straighten the legs, and then push into your imaginary wall, lift up, attach those shoulder blades onto the body, and then exhale and don't let the body drop. Push the wall with your wrists, exhale, extend into your heels. And then lower yourself down. Okay, take a few rounds of breath. Now you may find in something like this, it's just a little bit awkward to work on it to somebody else's instructions, right? To my timing. So please don't feel constrained by the timing or even the specifics of what I'm saying. I'm giving you guidelines here. This practice is very much about sharing a few ideas, right? Different routes, different ways that you can start to explore your breath in various asanas. Okay, let's go again. Prepare your legs, prepare your arms, straighten your legs, straighten your arms. And then push your wrists into the imaginary wall, lift up into your full arm balance, right? And then exhale, don't drop the shoulders. Inhale, push the wall, the imaginary wall. Exhale, don't drop the shoulders, but extend into your heels. And then release. Undo yourself. And push yourself back upright. Okay, so I hope that gives you a little bit of a sense of what I mean by it can be hard in the sense of challenging, but it's strong work and not hard as far as aggression. Yeah, you know, when you think of something that's hard, it's actually quite brittle, right? So when you're working hard, something can, we're not going to break the body, but there's, you know, metaphorically speaking, that can happen, right? But when you're working strongly, it's a different quality to the practice. Hard versus strong. Food for thought, think about that. And if full arm balance is actually the full pose, standing on your hands and going up is in your practice, then go for that now. And I'll give you again just a little bit, an exploration that you can do once you're up in your full arm balance, your Adho Mukha Vrksasana. Okay, so go ahead, go up into your full arm balance. As soon as you get up there, push the floor down with your hands and scrub your heels up. Okay, and take a few breaths and just watch what happens as you inhale and then as you exhale, right? See if you can catch that natural tendency for the shoulders to drop as you exhale. And then see if you can counter it. Right, so as you inhale, push the floor, scrub your heels up. Exhale, do not lose any of that lift, that length that you just achieved. Okay, inhale, push the floor, scrub the heels up. Exhale, continue to scrub the heels up, don't lose it. Keep going with it. If you need to come down, you know, go up, you can rest, go up again. And just play with this idea, right? So as you inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, keep it. Okay, now if you're huffing and puffing because you're still learning how to jump up into your full arm balance, that's fine. We all have to learn how to jump, you know, that's part of the process. But in terms of exploring the breath and just doing these kinds of explorations, these playful interactions with the breath, you may find that you have a little more insight doing the prone or supine variations. For now. And I actually feel that even physically, that from a strength perspective, it's great work. It's great work and will ultimately serve you in the full arm balance. Okay? So either you're kicking up, you're going for that, either you're doing one of the previous ones we've just done, but go ahead, do a couple more, and see how it goes. Yeah, stay with it for another minute or so. Inhale, get the lift. Exhale, maintain it. You can play with different placements even of the head a little bit, right? The head up and then the head hanging. And it is nice to do this work at the wall, heels on the wall, because when you exhale, if you drop a little bit, that feedback of the heels against the wall is quite instructive. When you drop in the middle, you know, if you're jumping and you're balancing, it's a little harder to feel it. All right, and then complete your next round of breath and just recover yourself in an Uttanasana. Okay, take this resting Uttanasana like I'm showing, where you're standing about the length of one of your own feet. You can show from the side, the length of one of your own feet out from the wall, legs apart, buttock stays on the wall, and then come forward and hang down. Okay, get that angle in the legs there, and allow the whole waist, everything to come down with you. Let go through the back of your neck, and breathe. Okay, push on your inner foot, big toe mound, inner heel, lift the arches, but then roll the buttocks up and over, pull on the elbows gently, and hang down a little more. And then complete your next round of breath. Come to an Ardha Uttanasana position. Take one hand to your hip, other hand to your hip, and slowly stand back up. Tadasana. I want to continue to work with Uttanasana. Okay, so we're going to come away from the wall and keep the legs perpendicular. But we're going to explore two very specific intentions with the breath. Okay, the focus is going to be on the exhalation, and we'll explore directing the exhalation towards the front body to further release it down. And then we'll also explore directing the exhalation to the back body and releasing it down. And I just want you to compare and contrast, see how these very specific intentions with the breath can maybe affect your experience in the pose, okay? So go ahead, stand with your legs a little bit apart. Do give yourself a little bit of space here. Let all the air out from your lungs. Exhale everything, and then go down. Uttanasana. Okay, now in Uttanasana, the legs are engaged, kneecaps up, thighs up, straighten the legs, roll the buttocks over, and then hang down. In terms of the arm position here, if your hands can touch the ground, place the knuckle side of your arms, of your hands there down, and just slide them back. So you're not pushing against gravity, right? Sometimes we work more active like this, pull. This time, just slide the hands away and let that further help the torso descend. Okay, if that's not available to you, maybe the hands aren't touching the ground, then I suggest going for crossed forearms, Baddha, that sort of thing. Okay? And then settle here into this Uttanasana. Equalize the touch, right side and left. Let go through the back of your neck. As strongly as you press into your heels, lift the buttocks up and over and just release down. Okay, then turn your focus inward and again go to the breath. Inhale, where does the breath start? Exhale, where does the breath go? Stay with it for a few rounds. And then make that intention, right? Focus on the exhalation, and for 3 rounds, with each exhalation, can you further lengthen your front body down? Inhale, and then exhale your front body down your legs. Go for 3 rounds like that. Observe, see how it feels. And then change your intention. And as you exhale, release the back body down. And again, go for 3 more rounds. Inhale, exhale the back body down. Inhale, you can even direct the inhalation too. Sometimes I inhale up the back of the legs. Sometimes I inhale up the front of the legs. Right? This is what I mean by being playful. And then exhale your back body further down. Okay, come to the end of your next round. And then in your own timing, slowly straighten your arms, Ardha Uttanasana. And then one hand to your hip, other hand to your hip, and with a lifted chest, stand yourself back up. And you can join your legs, take a few breaths in, Tadasana.